there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight.
It is it's actually hot in Joburg today. I made it, guys. I made it. My first video on this topic. As you can see, new channel. If you are here, I'm glad that the algorithm sent you to find me. This channel is really going to be all about my trading journey, the mistakes I make, the good things I do, and it's going to be documenting me going through some funded challenges, some trading of personal funds and things. I've known about trading for a while now, a couple of years now. I think I've only really started taking it seriously over the last 2 years or so. And I've seen some profits, I've seen some losses, and I think I'm using this platform as a means for me to take my trading to the next level. I hope that this format is going to keep me accountable to do what I need to do in my trading, to level up my game in trading as well. So I am very excited about this. I've been wanting to do this for the longest time, and obviously me having to juggle things between work and everything else, I felt that now is the right time. So there has been a lot going on in the background as well. Obviously me getting things set up to make sure that it is as high quality as possible. So you'll see even this format, even though it is pre-recorded, it's sort of in a streaming sort of setup way. So I've got programs running in the background that I'm using to obviously assist me to switch between certain shots. But ideally I want to get this to a place where it is obviously of a very high level, quality and standard as well. So I really hope excuse, I really hope that you guys will enjoy the content. If you haven't yet subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. Click the notification bell so that you are notified of when I post new videos. My plan is to post a video every single day. Whether that is possible with everything else that I've got going on is to be seen, but even if it means that I'm posting for 20 minutes or 30 minutes, I'm going to do that because there's not a lot of editing involved with this. It just means me sitting down, turning on the camera, turning on the PCs, shooting, and then uploading the videos to YouTube. So hopefully that will save me some time and keep me motivated to keep on doing these videos. But I really hope that through this process, not only I'm learning, but if you're watching this, that you're learning something as well. And if you have something to teach me, please feel free to pop it down in the comments below. I can tell you what I'm not looking for. I'm not looking for those people who think they know it all, or maybe who have done it and are still doing it, to come here and bash my methods. The way I trade is the way that I understand trading. It's things that I've taken from a whole lot of traders and people that have mentored me over the last couple of years, and whether I'm profitable, whether I'm not profitable, it's really all to do with me. Like, it's got nothing to do with anyone else. A lot of what I'm going to do is for entertainment purposes, and I'm hoping that through that somebody gets to learn something. And I'm also wanting to help anyone who has any questions. If I've got the answers, I'll be more than happy to answer and assist with that. So without me delaying any further, I'm going to get into my charts. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through some of my trades that I've taken this week. So from about the 7th of October up until now, I'll give you an idea of what I do on my charts when I'm setting it up. So maybe we can do it in the sequence of my charts and how I set them up. I obviously do use the TradingView platform to do my analysis. All my trades are placed through the MetaTrader 5 platform. So I won't be showing you the MetaTrader 5, but maybe we'll do screenshots from time to time, just as a reference for the trades that I have taken in terms of the analysis done on TradingView. Other than that, I'm going to go through my analysis, how I set up my charts, and then obviously I will go through some of the trades that I've taken this week. I've taken some really good trades this week. I am currently in a GJ trade, not going all that well, obviously given CPI today. So there's been a little bit of volatility in the market. I'm sitting in drawdown on this GU trade, which I will show you in a second. So let me just switch the screen and then we can get into the charts. Okay, so we are on my charts at the moment. As you can see, the GJ trade that I told you about that I'm currently in, as you can see, I'm in drawdown over here. You can see I was massively in drawdown. I was actually expecting to be stopped out a long time ago, but seems that I'm still being kept in the trade. But let me just go through my trading process and how I set up my charts. So the way I mainly trade, I trade supply and demand. That is where I take my trades from. So either supply level or demand level, that's where I get my entries. I also use pivots as well. So TradingView's got this indicator that marks out pivots. So basically where the market is set to turn, which is the pivot point, and then I know there's a mathematical calculation around that, but it also gives you, in terms of market data, it gives you the different levels of support and resistance, and it will give you more than one level. So it won't just give you one level of support or one level of resistance, it will give you two levels. So it will give you S1, 2, 3, 4 on these pivots. I'll turn that on, I'll show you guys what it looks like as well. And then further to that, I also use I obviously do my top down analysis to get my bias, and then I trade off the 15 minutes. So I do my top down analysis from the weekly down to the 1 hour, and then I go into the 15 minute to look for where I would possibly be marking out my supply and demand zones. I also use imbalances as well, a concept that ICT uses quite a bit. I've never been able to go through his entire mentorship, but where I did find value was in the fair value gaps. And I know a lot of people don't believe in that. That's also okay. I just really use it as an imbalance to see where the market needs to draw back to in order to balance itself out again. So I do use that method as well. So what I am going to do is clear this chart. This is a chart that I'm not actually using. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this little block. I have it on all of my charts. You'll notice when I scroll through it, I'll have it on all of them. And when I get onto the charts in the morning, I really want to establish what the direction of the market is. I'll usually go into the weekly, and then I will look at what the market is doing on the weekly. If you look at this just at a quick glance, the market was creating higher highs over there from that point over there, higher highs, higher lows over there, and then the market all of a sudden had this impulse to the downside. So we broke that low, we created a lower low over there. So broke that low, created this low, and then we started trading lower. But to me, it actually just looked like a consolidation to me. So we traded lower, then created a higher low, a lower high over on that point, and then we created a higher low, and we sort of went into this smaller time frame on the weekly where we're creating lower highs, and then again a lower low, and then again a lower high, and then again a higher low. So a lot of indecision in the market and consolidation in this area, and then we had an impulsive move obviously to the upside. But as you can see, the last couple of candles that have printed, are bearish candles, and that little area over there, that low created over there, we impulsively pushed straight through that, and we are still currently bearish on EU at the moment. So my weekly bias for that will then be bearish. On the daily time frame, as you can see, clear as day, we are super bearish. Came down all the way from there, broke that low over there. So we are bearish over there. Let me just clear that drawings. So I usually use an anchored text box. You can find it in your toolbox on the left hand side over here. If you just go to the text, click that arrow, you can do anchored text. The reason I use anchored, because if I move this around, the text doesn't move around with it. If you just use a normal text box and you type in something, when you move, it's going to move with the chart. I prefer my bias stuff to stay stationary over there. So we clearly bearish on the daily as well. 4 hour dropping down, we very bearish there on the 4 hour as well. I'll change that from neutral to bearish. And then I also check the 1 hour to see what's happening on the 1 hour. Now I'm just going through quick. Usually I spend obviously a little bit more time on this as well. So I'll look at, don't know why I got that there, but what I'll look at is, I'll take my time in looking at the market and look properly at the structure, how it is printing. Here you can also see very bearish, massive engulfing bearish candle over there. The new hourly candle is starting to form now, so that's a close over there, which tells me that the market is still very bearish. From the 1 hour I drop down to the 15 minute, and this is where I start to look for my entries. So the very first thing I'm going to start to look for when I go onto the 15-minute chart is, where did those impulsive moves happen? But I actually missed one step. So if I go back to the daily, I mentioned that I use pivot points. I use the pivot points that prints on the daily. This is an indicator that you can get free with TradingView as well. You just look for pivot point standard. I actually got this from the 2G, so shout out to them. Mark it on, go into my daily time frame, and then I use the horizontal array tool. So I'll mark out the pivot point that's printed for that week. Just always make sure obviously that it is on the right, on the level that's showing there. So this is 11167. Then I mark out my R1, so that's resistance 1 over there, 12316. I've got templates saved for these, so resistance 1, pivot, weekly pivot over there. So that's the pivot I use for the particular week that I'm trading in. S1, what is that? 101.97. Just try and get it there. And this is my support 1 over there. Because the market has printed so bearish, it's actually gone down to this second support level over here, and you actually see live right now how the market is bouncing off that level over there. So that is actually something nice to see as I'm recording this video. Because we're bouncing off that S2, I just mark out the S3. It's not like regularly that the market will push through support 1, support 2, and go to a support 3, but I mark it out because we are sitting at that S2 or that support 2 level. So this is 8078 that I'm marking out there, and I might have to change the color. No, it's sorted. Okay, so now I've got my pivot levels. I'm going to go back to the 15-minute, just reset my chart, take the pivot indicator off. I don't like to keep it on because it's a little bit, makes my charts a little bit noisy. So as you can see, like I said, we are sitting at that S2 level. So what I will do is I'll look where the market moved impulsively and then look for supply and demand levels. Obviously in a downtrend I'm looking for supply, in an uptrend I'm looking for demand. So I will always trade in the direction of the trend. If I do take any trades that are counter to the trend, I will minimize the way I take a trade. So we'll get into it now, but let me just mark out. So last bullish candle that printed before the impulse, I'll mark out as a supply zone over there. There's also imbalance here over here, so there's a bit of imbalance left because obviously this candle was balanced out with that wick over there. So I'll just mark that is imbalance. So there is a possibility that the market can still come back. If we caught this when this was starting to retrace, I would have marked my imbalance like that. And generally what I will do is I will set my what was I saying? I will set my trades at the level of the imbalance, at the beginning of the imbalance. So let's say we printed here and we started retracing. I would have put a pending order over there. I would have placed my stops above the high. With EU, I usually go anything from 20 pips or even from 10 pips, depending on how the market structure is working. Anything from 10 pips up to about 35 pips I'll use on my stop, and then I'll pull this down for a 1 to 2, and then wait for the market to tap me in. Sometimes what will happen, and especially on EU that I found, it will go back, tap into the imbalance, come down, and then it will go back, tap into the supply, and then come down. Sometimes it will come all the way down to a 1 to 1 before it goes all the way back up to tap into the supply and then continues down. I've noticed that quite a bit with EU as I've traded it, and this is just how I like to trade. So that would be a trade for me. 67 pips does sound like quite a lot. This pair isn't that volatile to get that amount of pips, so it might mean that this is a longer duration trade as well. But there again, I'll monitor this on a hour by hour basis. Come in, check what the market's doing. If we're sitting in consolidation, I'll see, and if we do then have a reversal, I'll just monitor it closely, set certain alerts, so that I can obviously then just manage the trade. Once I usually get to 1 to 1, I'll, depending on whether we've come back to tap in again, I'll set my trade to break even. If we haven't come to tap a second time, I'll just leave my trade to run. If it does come back to break even, to continue down. I'm going to go into some of my trades that I took earlier this week. So as you can see on my chart, there were quite a few trades. I'll go from the trade from the 7th on Monday. I took a buy over there. I had to flatten my position before I reached my 1 to 2 target, because I could see that the market was starting to retrace when that candle printed over there, and we broke back through to that 1 to 1. Even that over there gave me more confirmation that we were going to come down, so the market was going to reverse from what I had initially thought. Came all the way down on Wednesday. It was yesterday. I saw another opportunity to get in. I initially took an early trade, South African time, just before 7, before London Open. Took a loss. The market came down, smashed through my stop loss, and then I waited for that retrace, because I then obviously saw that there was a supply zone printed there as well. Came in, tapped into the supply. I think I went in, this was like 3 pips drawdown, and continued down for a 1 to 2, 24 pips. Market then continued to consolidate, but there was another zone that I could mark out in terms of supply over here. It was actually a big zone, and I don't like these big zones all too often. But this is a trade that I didn't take. It happened today, and I knew that when CPI was going to take place, there was going to be a spike in some direction. So I put this here for reference sake, but market tapped in that imbalance. You see it didn't even go to the supply, and then continue down up until CPI hit. What happened in CPI, the market spiked down first, and then it spiked up. So that would have, if I had a trade in there, a sell in there, I could have essentially made about 38 pips, but I didn't take the trade. Don't generally like to put in any trades before news, unless I entered the trade quite early, and I know that even if it does spike either way, I should be safe on that trade. So that was EU. GJ, my absolute favorite pair that I am currently sitting in drawdown for the past few hours on. I have a very good win rate with GJ. Also, my analysis generally tends to work out. You'll see the analysis that I did on Monday. I was anticipating that the market that was sitting at this current candle over here was going to essentially consolidate, would come down, and then I would be able to take a trade. And you'll see I drew this, and what the market did was it came down, didn't tap me in, so I missed the trade over there because I had a pending order set. Went up to where I initially set my take profit, came down, tapped me in, also probably another 4 to 5 pips in drawdown, and then continued to the upside, took my profit 80 pips. I think I had a 40 pip stop loss on this pair. Consolidated. I think at the same time that I lost on EU, I lost on this pair as well, so I placed very early trades prior to London. Note to self, don't do that. I've actually found that my edge is trading London session around about 10 o'clock South African time. So the market took me out and then created this area of demand over here with an imbalance. I set a pending order yesterday, so the market was basically consolidating in the zone here, and then obviously today started to come down, tap me in that pending order. Generally I won't keep a pending order overnight or into the next day. I'll always delete it if it doesn't trigger me in that same day and then reanalyze. This one, because of the way that the market printed, I was a little bit more confident, but yeah, I should have in hindsight now, I should have closed the pending order and re-looked at it, but just getting everything ready today for this video. There was so much happening that I left the pending order in, and obviously when CPI hit, it tapped me in with that candle that you can see over there. I'm still sitting in drawdown, but that's okay. Whether I take the win or the loss doesn't matter. It's part of the game. But as you can see, market is in this funny wedge consolidation at the moment. Almost tapped me out, but I'm still in this trade. GU, a massive love-hate relationship with this pair. Another pair that I'm like 50-50 on. Sometimes I win 50% of the time, I win 50% of the time, I lose. With this pair, as you can see, I took a winning trade yesterday. Didn't go to my full position, saw that the market wasn't going to give me what I wanted on this pair, so I flattened the position over there. I initially wanted it to run to this lows. It didn't end up happening. Market retraced into today, and then obviously that spike. I didn't take this trade, I wasn't in the trade, but I set it up because that level looked good in terms of that supply there. Market came to tap in, was busy heading down. News from CPI came out, market spiked, took the take profit for 73 pips. A 1 to 4 trade over there, but like I said, didn't take it. And then gold is my other favorite pair. Yesterday took a monster trade on this, marked out a supply level. The market did break through that supply, so was a little bit nervous here. Was a little bit nervy. Went quite a bit. I think it was 38 pips or 40 pips into drawdown on gold. Let me just have a look. How many pips this was? 37. So about 37 pips in drawdown. But then when I saw this engulfing to the downside print, and then it come back to retest and then leave this wick, I was confident that I'll get my full take profit for a nice 120 pips. I didn't end up trading it again today because I knew that there was CPI, so I didn't want to take the chance with gold today. But those were basically my trades for this week. I am planning to trade tomorrow, which is Friday, see if there is anything in the market for me. I am busy doing, like I said, a funded challenge at the moment, which I am excited about, so I'm going to keep everyone updated with how I am doing on the funded challenge. I am doing it with Vault Markets at the moment. If you want to get one, go to them. They're very trustworthy, reliable. Chris and Keegs from 2Gs. I got the discount code. They've got a discount code on their YouTube channel as well. So if you wanted to buy a challenge, you can go and use that. I think it's 35% off. So go and get yourself a funded challenge if you feel you are up for that. So I am doing a $5,000 funded challenge. It is my first funded challenge, not my first one that I've done. I have done funded challenges with other firms that went bust, got to the funded stage, couldn't withdraw by the time I wanted to withdraw with my live funded account. So this is the first time me getting a live funded account again. My aim is in the next week or two to get to a stage where I'm either passing this account or not. But yeah, I am pretty excited about it and really looking forward to sharing this journey with you guys. If you are watching, please again like the video, subscribe, turn on the notifications bell so you get notified when I post new videos. I hope you enjoyed this one. There will be many more to come. I am planning to post a video every day and hope that you can learn something. If you have anything to tell me about my trading or whatever, post it in the comments down below. What I am not looking for is negative Nancy's to come into my comments and say what they think about my trading. Don't really care too much for that. So keep your opinions to yourself if you don't have any constructive criticism. But I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Once again, I hope you'll come back to watch me on this journey. This is really me using my trading as a to keep myself accountable, and then I think even just posting these videos is to keep record of everything that I've done. And if you guys see anything in the charts that I may be missing, happy for you to put it in the comments. You can give me a follow on Instagram as well. I go by Brett_flow. You can give me a follow there, and then obviously subscribe to this Flow Capital channel. I would really appreciate it. Up until the next video, thanks for watching. Be safe and happy trading. Cheers.
My heart rages around like an ocean in my head.